and some people got pushed.
We dealt with the deadlight, or at least it appeared, and I saved little Jake from State Farm.
Hmm.
But he's not too happy with me because I'm a lady. Uh,
You seem kind of like a douche, honestly.
we also learned that good old Mary hired uh, Bill and Clem to uh,
To rob.
to rob Emily's dad, and in the scuffle, Emily may have died or may have got grievously injured that they thought she was dead. It's one or the other.
And we are taking Emily to the house.
Yep.
I appreciate that you guys' first assumption is that it's a zombie, because you know that'd be
Look, we
that.
had a walking lightning.
I mean, I didn't assume it was zombie because she talking.
To be fair,
She is alive.
wouldn't it be a perfect subversion for a relatively mundane world, a Call of Cthulhu, our own world, but in the 30s? To start off with, just here's a fucking zombie, but we won't tell you. And then they just start giggling behind the shed, like, got him. All right,
Should we wait for the storm to lighten up, or
There could be an injured person. We should probably get there quick.
But
True.
before we go,
Additionally, this storm
Do
is
we have-
probably going to take all night.
yeah,
It's a big storm. You
Uh,
can see clouds from miles around. You hear distant thunder.
go on, Hank?
Yeah, Hank, go.
yeah. Do we have magnesium anywhere?
What?
Why would I carry magnesium?
Then we will have to mix some unless we have. Fine.
Can I-
unless they
How
have
about you tell me why you need magnesium?
Right. Okay. I want to modify our reporter friend's flash cube on their camera to have a little more, as you would say, oomph to it.
Are there any
I
car?
tell you what.
Are there any car? car parts that might contain magnesium of some kind?
If there were we had road flares.
Then
I
Were,
think
were road flares common at this time?
maybe.
when were road flares invented?
You know what? We're in the hazy 1930s. Who cares? How about you lower me a luck roll and see if this because we are right next to a small office building that also happens to have a small car garage for repairs for people who are in the middle of the woods. So with a luck roll, Hank, maybe they do have what you're looking for. You can click luck above the luck number on your skills tab.
Where skill.
Left side.
Ah, there it is. And roll.
So that is a perfect 100. Good news. I allow people on a perfect 100 to roll 1d10 and add to their luck because holy shit.
I thought we got luck at the beginning of every session or something.
Yes, that too, by the way. You know what? How about we count that as Hank's luck improvement roll? Everyone roll me their luck. I need to open some PDFs now that I think about it.
Really?
Boy, I sure am glad that.
You want to fail this roll, by the way, because you get more if you fail.
Let's see.
That's good.
Sheet.
No, I wanted to open this.
Hero. Dorothea.
No, I wanted to open the PDF, man. God damn it, Twitch. Why do you eat my... Don't ever make a web page that just consumes files without telling you that it is. Because now I don't know where those files have gone. It might have just started live streaming one of those documents.
Mine is also still in development mode.
It shouldn't be. Let me just click this on and off again.
Yeah, because I have development over there.
Weird.
Using luck. Where's the luck? Luck
At least
recovery
that wasn't
roll.
a-
I think one person here hasn't rolled their luck check yet. Here
Yeah,
we
I'm trying
go.
to figure out where it is
Yeah,
on my
exactly.
sheet again.
If you succeed your luck roll, you gain
It's
1d.
about health.
Yes, it's on the left side underneath the skills, underneath that ribbon, the main tab.
Okay, but mine just has the different points because it's still in development mode.
Oh my god. Okay, close your tab and open it again.
I'll just show you what I got.
Yeah, it's Dorothea. That's not Mary Ann. Because you're doing it to mine.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it is better now.
Cool. Development mode apparently persists between sessions, and the button only flicks it on and off
I
state-wise.
No, I succeed.
Right. Oh no, that's so. God was posting mean things. Why is he doing this? Okay, let's take a look. See, if you succeed the check, you gain 1d10 plus 5 luck points back. If you fail, you gain 2d10 plus 10. Or in Hank's case, 3d10 plus 10, because today you're gonna need it. With an opening roll
Wait,
like that.
How many luck points do we have?
23 luck points for Hank. I think Dorothea...
That's 9.
So you get 9.
So I get 60 total.
What about Marianne?
2d10.
I really should spend more time altering the config so that they always show people's... whatever.
Okay.
Yep. Add 10 to that. That's 21 luck points. Increase your amount by that much.
Luck point?
Yes? This is to see how much extra luck you get. You're supposed to spend it every once in a while. You get it back every session.
So I'm at 86.
Oh, that's what this is. Okay, config. Handsome. Oh, there's something I need to take care of with you guys' tokens that I just want to have done ahead of time. Because I want you guys' hit points to be visible at all times. To everyone, and also your names, because that just makes sense, you know? Because you're all friends here. Alright, Hank, you can roll me another luck check. This time, for the actual magnesium, since you already got one hell of an opening roll.
Sorry. 62.
What's your luck?
88.
Well, luck's 88.
Wow, you have insane luck.
Well, they just rolled like a 23 increase, so... Marvelous. Hank, the guy nearby does happen to have some of those road flares with magnesium powder in it.
I must have them.
Handsome.
We-
I mean, he is going to charge you money for them. Scenario or not, this man is a cold-hearted capitalist and a bit of a coward.
Not much money.
I'm sure your friends can help chip in for a couple of flares.
Isn't it like if you're spending less than...
Yes,
the
if you're
spending
spending less
level?
than your daily expenditures, you can just do it. If
My spending level is 10.
your cash is like, this is the max amount you could feasibly give out in cash in a day. Okay, so you make some minor expenditures and acquire, well, enough heapings for a couple of good startling flashes.
Okay, so basically I need reporter friends, one of her flash cubes, or two
Alright.
of them.
Alright, I'll double the odds here. 2, I guess.
Right, Hank is going to take the flash cubes, and with some clever modification and the use of magnesium, he's going to alter them to basically give the idea is a much more flashier flash, like almost dangerous to the eyes flash.
Hey,
And no wait, I take it back. Actually, legit dangerous to the eyes flash because it's magnesium.
okay, you want to roll me I think you know what, we're gonna say demolitions on this because you are mixing explosive flashy powders together.
Okay. And
You manage to create the intended compound without, all side effects. There might be some side effects if you don't do that properly.
yeah,
Explosions.
yeah. Hank seems to be satisfied and takes the flash cubes very carefully. Here, Metalchemist's finest flash cubes. Do not point this at a human person.
So I'm
Unless
just gonna-
they're evil.
I'm just gonna assume I have 1 normal flash cube and 2 dangerous, because
Two-
I don't know how many I was supposed to have.
And 2 big pophams.
By the way, I'm going to say he takes out like a tiny sticker pad and marks the cubes with like little red stickers so Bell's character does not accidentally take a picture of someone and destroy their eyes.
Oh,
Basically,
yeah,
Bella.
Can I get a picture
One
of the
flash
paper?
cube. To explain, Bill, a flash cube would have 4 uses.
Ah.
Each one had an single-use detonation on each side.
So I probably have more than 3 on me.
3 would give you 12 shots.
Ah.
And-
I'd leave that up to you. I'm not sure how many you would have.
Well,
I mean, I don't even know what a flash cube is. Huh?
A flash cube is the little cube you would put on top of an old-style camera. And when you pulled the shutter, it would make a bright flash and burn itself out. It was basically a miniature explosive.
alright. So
And what I with the weird science is making basically a flash grenade on a stick, without the bomb.
what I'm gonna assume is I had 4. I used 1 for the 3 pictures I took just now. I have 1 more and then 2 danger ones.
That all being said, Baby Claire, do note that you are making this on the side, like as a quick thing, because you don't really have the time to make the proper convection. So these things are going to be extra popping.
All right.
Yeah, we are on the way to the place right now.
No, not that I know. You're still at the cafe at this point.
Oh, I figured we'd do this like on the road or while getting ready, because
You could not do this on the rain. You cannot mess with chemistry in the rain. This is... Bomb making is an art, friend. An explosive and dangerous art.
But as you're still at the cafe, there's... Oh yeah, I remember. That lady tried to leave and steal a car, wasn't it? That was what was happening.
Yep. And we did not stop. We did stop her. She did not get away.
Yeah, because
Handsome.
Mary conspired to rob someone. So she needs to stay at the diner as someone calls the cops. While
For her own
everyone there
safety.
seems kind of uncaring about most things.
Who was uncaring?
Oh, I don't know. The people in the cafe all seemed really calm for the shit going down.
I'm gonna ask Sam Keelham to call the coppers as we go off to check on Emily's father.
To be fair, you guys did just spend a bunch of time in a garage. They're all processing this, which is, it's a busy night. A guy showed up out of nowhere. A dude rammed his car. At this point, they're kind of entering that shock you get when so much is happening that your brain can't keep up. They'll probably wake up screaming in an hour.
Yeah, so I say we now
I
we
don't
off
think
if
they're
our
on like
preparations are done.
tranquilizers.
Or they have very good
Unless you all want to
cocaine
make anything
coffee.
else.
Uh,
Cocaine coffee.
I think we're good on making stuff.
We'll figure that out when we get further. We better go check this out.
You head into the
He seems
car.
disappointed.
Honestly, if you ever find a top-down view of a car that you're like, I really want this car, Claire, you should give it to me. Because that way we haven't... Because I would love to have a token for your 14. Hits.
The mighty steed.
I actually think I have
We're going
one.
back to the West End Road. I blotted out a couple of names because they're not real. They're not appropriate. Suffice to say, this original map was intended for another section of America. But there you go. You have Emily with you, I presume.
Yep, we were taking her.
I vaguely remember that you were planning to do that last time. It's rainy. It is... The road has, since you arrived, deteriorated into sort of... You could probably do like a little fun slide on it.
Hydroplaning.
Yes, you probably wouldn't even get road rash with how just soaked everything is. And considering it's already a pretty muddy
Everything's
road...
quite wet.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's the worst. Alright, let's see.
This weather curses it.
Time to get driving.
For room.
Once you start driving off, the cafe vanishes very quickly into the darkness, its shapes becoming nothing but dots of lights in the distance, the rain creating a constant shimmering curtain over the light that comes from it. But then, after a moment, the rain distorts it so much that it looks more like this haze, until eventually you can't see the lights anymore. In the distance, there are flashes, causing all the trees to light up as if poles holding up the heavens. The long shadows drawn across you in a flash. The further you go, the more you begin to wonder if perhaps you've just gone a little bit nuts. And then, in the distance, a large silver curtain begins to draw over the road. Unfortunately, what kind of speeds are you taking? Like, I assume you're not, like, driving at a walking pace.
Well, I mean, it's super muddy roads, dangerous. We're probably driving at a steady pace, but not like psycho level.
Marvelous.
Yeah, I'd
You know,
hope you're
that's
not trying to
dangerous.
kill us.
Listen, I think Hank's already wearing his helmet, so he's fine.
Yeah,
I was
I'm a
about
good
to say
driver.
that.
I wear a helmet.
Just look at me with that guy like pointing at his head. You can't die in an accident if you're wearing your medieval helmet.
Actually, just for flavor, speaking of that, you all notice that your seatbelts are pretty regular, and Hank has one of those like crisscross seatbelts.
Seatbelts, those aren't required.
Hank prefers that
Yeah.
people do not fly through his car and potentially break his windows. Right, Hank?
Exactly. Verily.
It's not for your safety, it's for my
Verily,
car.
narrator voice.
Yeah, but these seatbelts are going against my constitutional rights.
I am being kidnapped and restrained.
But anyway,
I'm not gonna wear
You are getting in
seatbelts
the
like a
way of
Muslim.
my ability to travel freely, Hank.
You're actually, what's getting in the way of your ability to travel freely is the fact that you're about to drive dead into the deadlight, which has become this large, shimmering curtain that hovers over the majority of the road.
Ah.
Hank, it is here
Okay.
that you realize how bad hydroplaning really is. Would you like to roll me an
And how cool of a word it is.
extreme drive auto check as you barrel towards it? Which is light, to say lightly. I mean, you're not driving that fast, but you can't
Oh,
stop that
God.
quickly.
So relatively extreme. Do I have
Yes.
advantage?
Well, you are driving at a steady pace, so give yourself a bonus.
So
now.
All right. Ah!
Oh,
Oh God!
failed by
Wait.
2 levels.
to die.
Failed by 3 levels.
You can, of course, always push the roll, but that risks, your car getting damaged if you fail.
No, I don't think I can do this.
What's the threshold?
Fell by 3 levels. Like,
Extreme?
so...
Yeah, what's clear is extreme. On drive.
I actually don't know how you can quickly figure out what the extreme value on any skill is here.
I mean, I have 65 in size, and the extreme would be 13. So
Which is weird
Yeah,
because
13.
Yeah, my stat's 65, so...
yeah,
Yeah,
13.
so 13.
65 luck to pass. Well, you know what? I don't think you're that nuts to spend that much luck.
No, I'm not, unfortunately.
Your car
I say brace yourself, friends.
your car gets ever closer. And as you do, you notice that the wall becomes spiky and sharp. Gonna impale the whole car. Who here has the lowest luck, by the way?
Mine is 60.
Then 60 it
Sweet.
is. Roll me the group luck check to see how
Oh,
this works out.
What's Bella's?
86.
Okay, yeah. Because I succeeded my luck check.
Roll me the
Rolling.
good for you. As your car barrels towards it, it becomes spiky and agitated. You've seen this behavior before. Then, a lightning strike impacts nearby, and the thing immediately slinks off the road. Luckily, the lightning didn't hit you, which it very easily could have, considering that, metal car, close to
My
the ground.
car does not need a lightning bolt through it.
Despite the fact that it is retreating, your car still glows on every metal tidbit with a fluorescent glow, ghostly and icy cold. If your steering wheel is made of metal, your hands will probably freeze over. Everyone feels the chill of the belt buckles of their seat belts. The word is seat belts. Thank you.
Yes.
You manage to regain control a moment later. Hank, what do? You could theoretically stop here if you wanted to, I don't know, say hello to the deadlight.
Now I'm going forward. I will not be swayed, demon.
Handsome. How about we enter a chase?
I wear my armor, which is my car.
Your armor is made of metal.
Oh, hey.
Glorious and divine metal.
Also, I posted what a flash cube looks like.
I actually looked it up and
Yeah, I
looked what
posted my car.
little glass things. Yeah, I like that.
Look at the unit. Gaze at the regalia. By the way, I wanted to call it the regalia, but that would just feel so Final Fantasy 15.
That'd be a little stolen, yeah.
Okay.
Then again, it's a tabletop game, so Yeah.
I need to actually like take a moment because I need to mentally figure out how to lay out this whole situation because the West End Road is very different depending on if you can flow through the trees or if you're driving on the road. Don't forget, you're making a huge S curve in a minute, according to Emily's instructions, so it could shortcut a lot. Handsome. So this is the main road. Yeah, this looks good enough to me. Let's see, there's going to be a few steep turns. Let me look this up. Like a very short distance. I would like to.
Also, Claire,
Yes.
flash cubes already had a small amount of magnesium in it.
I put more in with some turpentine, maybe. I don't know. Just- wait. What I did was added magnesium with a mix of table sugar. You'd be surprised what you can
propane.
make with table sugar. I have like one of those WD-40 spray cans of propane on me.
You're WWD-40.
Eventually, they replaced it by zirconium, which apparently is brighter.
Huh. It will serve our needs.
Handsome. Very handsome. Actually, I'll probably like nice and short. There we go. Okay, kids. You're being chased by a large, smoky cloud that looks big and hungry. It has recoiled for a moment, giving you time to speed on ahead and get ahead of it. Oh, activating combat mode. I said activate. Can I activate your combat mode? Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Boop, boop, boop.
Paul's there with you. Also squeezing in the car with you is good old Emily. Why is her
Hardcore.
why
Cool
is her
music
token
plays.
name? So I made tokens that are baselines, and for some reason it decided to use that name. Seeing the dead light, your good lady friend Emily does start to lose her shit a little bit. Which is to say that she has to make a actually I think everyone has to make a sanity check, but you know, everyone roll me a sanity check, please. Before we begin this delightful encounter.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
100.
I was about to ask, do I get
Wait,
advantage since
Bella,
I'm
your
keeping my eyes on the
sanity's only
road?
33?
Yeah, I lost 2.
Your sanity was only 35?
Oh no!
Yes.
Bella, that's not good.
Did I remember to prepare those cool new handouts? Oh, I forgot to prepare the cool new handouts. Well, I'll just show
And
you
we
some
lose one
pictures.
even if we succeed, right?
Hey, you should have made a note on your character with encounters with strange beings. I hope you did.
Yeah.
Cool, because I need to know that because you can only lose so much to one creature. Oh man, they really did a bang up job. Like, ooh, that's nice.
Huh, wait, it's gone.
Well, that's just funky.
Where should I put that?
Yeah,
note?
like I actually
Oh, there it is.
Maybe you never lost any sanity to the. No, they should have because I think you always lose one when you see it.
I did. Yeah, I lost 1.
Yeah, this would be my second one to it.
This will be my 3rd.
If you failed, if you succeeded, you lose 1d4 because that thing's spooky. If you fail,
Oh.
you lose 4 sanity. Hank, be careful. You're starting to slow. No. Stormwave, you succeeded. Bella,
Oh, I
you
thought rolled
succeeded.
1d4.
No,
Ah.
if you failed, you roll a d4. If you succeeded, you only lose 1.
Oh, you were saying because Claire had lost to 4. Okay. I misunderstood in how you said it.
Okay, I only lost 1 point, thankfully. But that Jesus, 2 100s in one night.
Hey, get rid of them early. Because one of them had no negative effect on you. And
Bad news, everyone. This means that your driver, Hank, is going to be temporarily incapacitated as he is very concerned that his car might have gotten injured in that swerve of his. And he seemed like,
Hank actually passes out.
no, my car. Oh no, my car.
There was water in the exhaust.
they put the sugar in the tank.
Okay, now I just remembered something really cool I can do, and I need to remember this more often. I have a giant table of role requests that I can pull up at a moment's notice. By the way, guy who made the Call of Cthulhu thing, please tell every single idiot in the world to make these sheets. These are incredible. These are the best. Okay, so let me require everyone to make a con check to see your speeds, because I think we're going to say that because Hank's going to be driving at a reasonable walking speed, he'll use his own movement for this. If you succeed, your movement goes up by 1. If you fail, it goes down by 1.
I succeeded by 3. But now,
Hey, Claire, I actually did worse than you.
I posted the right picture to the situation, I think.
Amelia's moved. Okay, let me just write down some numbers so I can get this all in my head. We have. Okay, no, actually, I can just take this one here and use this. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Prospero. Oh, yeah, I forgot to roll for good old Prospero. How could I forget he was here? Very easily, that's how. Prospero's on the
at
money.
least he
He's a
succeeded.
good fellow, though.
Prospero's
Alright,
movement
he's
is 10. Amelia. Gosh, why do I keep forgetting? And then there's, as it's been nominally called, Deadlight. Has movement of 8. Cool. Emily's movement, I think she failed, so hers is 7. Okay, cool. So what's everyone else's? If you fail, it's -1. If you succeed, it's no. If you succeed, it's the same. It's if you get an extreme success that it
7.
increases.
I got an extreme, I think.
Okay, you got an extreme. You just succeeded by 3 levels.
So my movement is 9.
Handsome. All right. And the last one I need is Zila's.
-7 because it lost 1 for failing.
Okay, so 7 becomes 1, so everything is minus. So Prospero gets 4 actions. Bella gets 3 because she's really fast on the money, and the Deadlight gets 2. There we go. Now everyone can see each other movements actions. Bella,
Yeah.
it's your turn. Emily is
Alright.
becoming unreasonable, loud, and also Hank has lost control of the wheel.
Alright, so I assume I'm in the backseat with Emily, but I also assume I can see our driver shaking in his, boots.
Yep.
So, can I give him a pep talk? Like, hey, focus.
Gosh. What would it be to get someone to quickly pep up? I guess fest talk, maybe? Or psychology?
I'd slap
It was
him,
what?
but he has a helmet.
Yeah, slap him on his helmet.
Bonk. Ah, damn it.
They only hurt me. Yeah,
You try and
Then I-
fast talk Hank into driving anyway.
get it together, man. We're, oh man.
You can always push the roll, but or you can spend 5 luck.
If you
Oh.
fail, he will explode.
I'll spend 5 bucks. Like, hey, get it together.
By the way, I want you to open it up and click the difficulty, and watch as a menu appears with pushing rolls, spending luck, or increasing success. Do it, Bella. Click it.
Right.
Do you see the
And,
options?
For hard.
You just have to just click spend 5 luck to pass.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, I already calculated that, so I'll just put that back up to 81.
You tell your friend to keep it together, man. Focus on the road. Okay, cool. You have 2 more actions.
My war.
Uh,
Unicorn.
well, what actions can I? I don't know. I'm gonna.
You know
try
that
to
thing chasing us
shoot
that spooked by lightning?
Amelia is
Yeah,
trying to unbuckle her belt and is trying to leave the vehicle, which at this point is still moving.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold down Emily.
Roll me some brawl as you give Hank a pep talk and try to hold Amelia down.
I have this backseat on lock.
Wow, you do.
Emily.
I'm gonna turn this car
That
around
was a
and
hard
go to
success.
Disneyland.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's hard success versus hard success. Let's just say that because she's like in high panic mode at this point. Actually, I
I'm
think this
trying
should
to
have been a
pin it
strength
down.
check if anything, but hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Zila, what do? You've managed to keep your head straight, but you are slowly trickling away your sanity as just this thing, every time you see it, just makes you not understand geometry anymore.
Well, can I see the thing in this cloud, or is it just like a big old cloud?
the best way to describe it is a living, glowing oil stain that hovers on the air itself.
Okay.
It has recoiled from the lightning impact for now, so it's like taking a moment.
I'm gonna shoot at it.
Take out your gun.
And I get out my gun.
Fire at will.
Okay. I should also. It's control click to target, right?
Definitely.
I want to make sure I'm using the right button. Oh, it's Alt.
Oh yeah, alt. Sorry, my brain is like.
Regular success.
That's all you need. Roll me some damage.
12.
That is very handsome. As your weapon discharges and fires at it. Let's take a look. See, I need to look something up because this thing. A lot of Cthulhu Mythos monsters like to interact very strangely with firearms.
Non-Euclidean? Meet Isaac Newton.
Handsome. I don't know if you hit it at all or if you did any damage at all. It is a massive cloud that roils at the whiff that goes through it. But that's about all you can make of it.
Anyone got something bigger?
Additionally, looking directly at this thing is making your head spin.
Well, I look away pretty quick after shooting it and not realizing I'm doing anything to it. Also, I love its given title, Overcritical.
Yeah, I do too.
That's because it's adding an adjective to everyone's name when I
I
drop
know, but
them.
it somehow works.
Hank's car
It's giving me dark
begins.
flashbacks.
Hank's car becomes incredibly cold as this creature comes so close that its icy nature begins to freeze it. Its tendrils push inside into the car, burrowing through the metal.
The
So,
unicorn.
what is the backseat arrangement? Who's sitting next to the doors? I imagine Amelia's in the middle.
Yeah, I'll try to wrestle her away, so I guess I'm close to one of the doors and Prospero on the other side.
That's two tendrils on each side, buckaroos. Let's roll for some fun. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh.
Bella,
Oh,
can you roll me
thank-
dodge twice? Prosper also has to roll me dodge twice.
There it is.
Bella, succeed everything.
Rolling.
Okay,
I
that's
got
not succeeding.
Oh, that's 12 damage.
No, that's to Paul. I have not
Ah.
rolled for you yet.
But that's our boss.
Wait a second. Why is it roll? Oh, why is it rolling critical?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's because it's because I shift click. If you shift click, it automatically does critical. Okay, cool. Don't worry, Paul. You get 4 hit points back.
Also, it rolled a, 2, so.
Bella, you have to roll me one more dodge. Oh, by the
I
way,
did.
don't forget to get a penalty die because you're outnumbered by how many tentacles are flying at you at once.
Ah.
It's hard to dodge from multiple directions.
So I put penalty on this one.
Yup. Have fun.
Oh.
Wait, why did it have to make 3?
What's happening?
Why did Bella make 3?
Bella, you lose 22 as this necrotic singe.
Hit points?
Yes,
How did
Ugh.
it hit Bella 3 times? I thought it attacked her twice.
it attacked her. No, 22 is the 10 and the 12 that it rolled.
Okay,
No,
because she dodged one of them.
She rolled 2 dodges and failed twice.
No, she
Yeah,
rolled
alright.
one and succeeded and then failed the second.
And then you asked me to roll again.
What? No, I see 2
Uh,
oh, that's... Okay, that's
That's
Prospero.
Bella right there.
Prospero, where's your rolls at? Oh, they're up there. Okay, cool. Well, Bella, in that case, you only take the 12. Or the 10. Let's just say the 10.
So, thank you.
Amelia is trying to get out of the car.
I'm still trying to hold her despite being whipped.
Well, yeah. Between the buckle and you, she's kept down. Prospero. Oh, god damn it. He's not in the mood for this.
Yeah, just opens the door and rolls out.
I was considering it.
That's the worst idea.
Later, gents. Gives us a thumbs up.
Hit the door and just
Paul
dies.
reaches in the back to pick up his bolt-action rifle, but not to shoot it. He reaches around and slams it on your foot, Hank, to give that puppy a little oomph.
Ooh,
Wait,
good
he's
move.
he's forcing. You're puppeting Hank to make him drive faster.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn it, we're not sticking around there, Buck. God damn it, we need to get the hell out of here before that thing catches up. Hank, watch out!
I respect his boxing.
Baby
I
Claire.
like the idea that Hank is unconscious this entire time.
Hank,
Yes.
your friends have managed to give you some semblance of consciousness, which is to say that you are forced to accelerate 5 spaces. Can you roll me
All right. We.
an extreme level success? Oh, actually, it's a hard success. As you go towards a turn and need to make it. Drive auto. Hard.
For drive auto.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You can spend 11 luck to pass.
I'm
Oh,
going
you
to.
have
I
a
have 88
bajillion
luck.
luck
I'm not.
points.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Hank speeds forward.
So,
That massive speed. Hank, there's one more problem. There's a metal gate up ahead. Unfortunately, while I would
Yes.
normally ask you if you would like to stop and get out and maybe open it on your hand, or because Prosper has all the actions, you could do it. Unfortunately, you're just forced to barrel through it because you don't get a choice about that.
that's what we're gonna do anyway.
2, 3, 4, 5. The car speeds ahead at massive speed. You're gonna wake up to the side of your
Use
car
horn.
having a gate on top of it, like bent over it. Bella. Emily remains unreasonable. The woman must be restrained.
Alright, well, I
You're hurting though, so maybe you should put a band-aid on yourself at some point in the future.
wait. So it is the deadlight. Did we notice that it wasn't fond of lights, or
That's what I was gonna ask.
Well, so far it has had no problem getting near the diner. I mean, roll me an idea roll, and I'm gonna make it a hard one because this is obvious, and you should actually, it should have been extreme, but I'm making it hard because you can all roll me
Okay.
idea. Idea is just your intelligence. How smart are you? I think Hank's gonna make this one. I think Hank might
I'm
just
pretty
wake.
smart too.
Hank will
Hard?
wake up shouting the answer probably.
Did you say hard?
Yes, hard. That means it's 45 for Hank, the
Where-
big smart.
So
Where's
that's
the,
Intelligence.
hard. There it is. Okay.
Oh, okay.
None of you have any idea
What?
if light happens to bother it in any capacity.
right?
I love these. I love these rolls.
And,
I observed it. I mean, that's why I made the flash. Wait, I observed it. That's why I made the flash cubes dangerous.
So, you saw it become spiky and recoil from lightning, but lightning isn't necessarily the same as light, is it?
Yeah, but the magnesium cubes might be able to create a flash as agitating enough to be like lightning.
I very much appreciate the thinking here, but Bella, weren't you busy
Alright.
restraining someone?
yeah, it's also really far away, so I don't think even the flash would help at this point. So
You can roll me brawl or strength, whichever one you think works better.
Barol. She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, she ain't
All right,
going
Bella,
nowhere.
carry us, cause
Your head still spins from the strange form and glowing swirl you saw in front of you. What do you do?
So we have a gate on the car now. You said.
Yes, a metal gate that loses the glow as you drive far enough away.
I want to try to I want to prepare myself so when it starts coming at us, I can try to throw the gate off the car at it.
I'm talking about like a proper gate you would have at like a gate-off mansion.
Yeah, I just need to, like, kick it off so it falls off the car. It's not like melted to us, I hope. Or
Okay, cool. The creature moves its way through the woods. You see its shape go from the turn at the West End Road and slither onto the road section you are on. It is getting closer. Amelia is completely restrained. Prospero, on the other hand, is reaches around the car, grabbing Hank by the shoulders, tries to wake him up and give him some driving advice.
Oh, nice.
Hank, come on. There's a hard road turn up ahead. Come on, Hank. Come on, Hank. You gotta wake up right now. You bum better learn how to drive free quack. All right, Hank, you're coming up on a real sharp turn. It's a hard difficulty check, but luckily, thanks to your friend, you can negate the penalty die from doing this in very bad weather.
So it's still hard then.
Well, let me put it like this: it's a hazard. So if you fail, you just lose some actions on it, and the creature can catch up.
All right, so I'm gonna drive auto.
You can push it if you want to, or you can spend 25 luck to pass.
You know what? I'm gonna push it.
Danger, Claire.
Do it.
We have to pass
Click,
some
click the
rules.
Claire, you can click the difficulty.
Or just
How
never
about
pass rolls.
how about you learn to use the system the way it's meant to be used? Click the difficulty bar on your chat post. Notice how a bunch of options appear. First, it shows you the tens dice and the units dice,
Oh, okay.
and there's a button for pushing. I want to use that.
Oh.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, use that.
Hank's car spins out of control.
You
Into the
failed,
sharp
but
turn.
You failed that.
You lose 3 movement actions. It might be better if someone else takes the wheel, as Hank is completely turned around by this.
We should probably let
Hank is
Prospero
unconscious.
take over.
He's
He
gone.
can drive.
Yeah, use the Hank puppet show.
Bella, Amelia seems to be cooling down a little bit, but, you know, things could be going better.
Then, I'm gonna. I'm gonna shoot at the thing.
I
That's it.
tried that already.
You're,
Yeah,
what gun are you using?
a revolver.
You do not have the range to hit it in the trees. It's an impossible shot.
All right, then.
It's raining,
instead,
it's
I will
dark, it's in the trees.
Instead, I will take a picture with my danger cube. Use one of those choices.
It is. I want you to know that these are not like spaces. These are like significant distances between you. It is not close enough for the flash to do much, if at all. Marvelous.
I have no idea what I can do in a car.
Judy, Prospero yells at you that we have 2 options. One is to get out of the car and book it on foot, or for you to grab that wheel and keep the car steady while he pushes down on Hank's foot again.
Just.
Can Marianne drive?
Do you have
yeah,
drive auto?
Not really.
What's your skill?
Oh.
That's funny.
Okay, so we're the same.
Handsome. Awesome. Do you agree with his terms?
Wait, who's being asked? Oh, Judy.
Yes, Judy, because you're in the front seat.
My name's her character. Her name is Thea.
Then why are you called Baby TG? Oh, whatever.
Because it's the Discord name, I think.
Oh, great. Oh no, it's the token that's doing this. Get out of here, token.
Okay, I guess I'll give it a shot. I don't really drive much.
Okay, cool. You can roll me drive auto with a bonus die because your friend's gonna give you some tips on how to keep the wheel steady.
I am gonna push that.
Could have spent. So fun thing, you
I
can
mean,
only
I'm gonna spend.
Just a quick warning, by the way. You cannot spend luck after you've pushed a roll.
I meant spend.
Handsome. Click it open, push the button, it automatically subtracts for you. However, you start to see that it's really close behind you. Cutting through the trees and ignoring most of the road, it just gains on you with just... Amelia's being Amelia. Okay, first, he's gonna... Does he have drive auto at all? Actually, he's not that bad at driving a car. So he'll give you some slick driving tips before he pushes the pedal to the metal. Hang, hang.
So is Thea sitting on Hank's lap, or is she just holding the wheel?
I was assuming she just held the wheel.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep us going straight.
with screeching tires and a lot of noise. The car pulls up on a cottage. Oh, cool. The cottage does not have light. Well, to be fair, it is a dark cottage at the moment. There we go. Boop. Don't tell me you have adjectives. Okay, cool. Handsome. Up ahead are two dark buildings. It is only thanks to the lights on your car that you are able to make out what you're seeing. One is a small, humble cottage with a small fence around it, stone fence, stone path leading up to it. It is entirely dark. Between listen, Hank. Ever since Como told me about that story, it just keeps showing up everywhere.
Why did you find it in beryllium?
Claire, do you want to tell them about the
Also,
the
someone
megasphere?
stuck a. Yeah, it was a sphere of 2 halves of beryllium solid that someone put a screwdriver between. So I removed it and let the pieces touch.
So allow me to explain. This is literally called the demon core, and removing it caused a massive explosion of radiation or something.
Hmm.
It's hilarious.
That yeah, it was during I think the making of Fat Man and Little Boy, and basically the idea was when the 2 halves touch, it technically marked for death everyone in the room.
Oh yeah, now I remember this one.
Yeah, the
I
guy
actually
got
read about this.
the guy got enough radiation that he died in 25 days. Holy shit. Of acute radiation syndrome.
Pretty crazy how two little objects do that, huh? But go on.
It's
Sorry.
literally called demon core. What else do you want? However, since Hank is out, Hank wakes up a moment later, completely dazed and confused. You don't see the deadlight anymore. And you are, well, there's the small cottage itself. There is a obvious section where people walk. It's all dirt instead of the grass that surrounds you. And there's a garage looking structure up ahead, or a barn of some kind. You know, you were under the impression that there was someone alive here, but there's like no lights at all.
We
Well,
must
they
be on our
probably don't
guard.
have power out here.
Hmm?
They probably don't have power out here.
Yeah, but even then, you'd expect like candles or something.
Hey, did you know that you have a person who supposedly lives here with you?
Yeah,
How is she doing?
and you're the one who should be talking to her, Bella.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna check on her, see if she's recovered from her mania.
She's cooled down a bit now. She
Alright.
gets out of the car a bit dazed, but otherwise fine.
Also, do we
cold-
still see the deadlights?
No, I just
No,
said that
no.
you didn't.
Okay.
The cold shock of the harsh rain does wake her up nice and fast.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like wrap an arm around her and just kind of guide her toward the cottage. Like, all right, we're gonna find your dad. See if he's okay.
When you go inside, she, in a weak, muttering voice, says that the generator might be out.
Where's the generator?
The basement, I think.
Great. It's just like Phasmophobia. Before we go in, Thea is gonna reach into her survival pack that she keeps with her, and I'm gonna try to do some first aid on Bella
All right.
because you look kind of beat up.
Well, we should do that while inside, out of the rain.
Or at least undercover, but yeah.
Oh, hey, didn't
Hank is gonna shoulder his club.
Was it Seth?
didn't apply the damage to Prospero? What the heck? By the way, don't forget to check any skills you succeeded at, even if you had a bonus die on them, because it doesn't like doing
Yep.
that. Okay. Man, something weird with Prospero. She didn't even supposed to have some damage, so he's gonna apply his own first aid. Takes out a little first aid kit he has with him. You know what? He'll spend 2 luck on that. He's got like 90 luck. Don't ask me where he got it, but he has it. When you apply first aid, if you succeed, you get 1d4 back. If you an extreme success, you get maximum 4. So he wraps himself up nicely. All right. So where's the basement?
Nope, I don't do any good on you, Bella. She's not that good. And it's a bad situation. We'll figure you out later.
Just stay in the back.
I'm just gonna bring out my bat and just be like, alright.
She weakly responds that it's the second door to the left. All right. All right. Who here's got a little electrical know-how to start a generator or something?
That would be me.
How about you go take care of the generator while me and the rest go see where problems might be.
You want to send me alone into a basement?
I'll
You could. Well, you're allowed to take one of your friends with you, you know,
You can always ask.
instead of just immediately going to complaints.
That's true. Come with me, spy friend.
Who told you about that? Wait, I did.
No, I thought you were a reporter.
Yeah, because I don't tell people about the being trained as a spy part.
The average person does not yell at
Right,
other
okay.
people that they are spies.
I was
Yeah, because as far as you guys know, I'm an investigative journalist.
Dorothy, if I'm ambushed, I feel that you will be able to have my back, as it were, while I work on the generator.
Spy lady outside. Can you roll me a spot hidden check while you're out there?
Okay, one of my skills that I'm for some reason not very good at. Where is it? There it is. Bada boom. I'm gonna add those 2 points of luck.
Well, on your way in. Okay, cool. Well, the only thing spending those points of luck gets you is that you don't trip over it. You make your way closer and notice a half. It's a crowbar, and it's in the mud. It's half buried, but probably just because it's raining so bad.
I'm taking that with me.
Like, this crowbar looks like a fresh addition to the local establishment.
Yeah, I'm bringing that crowbar with me.
You take your crowbar with you inside. Man, it's nice to be inside of a dry house that isn't icy cold. Oof. That small car ride was... Oof. Paul hangs up his coat. He's being all polite about it. His hat, too. And if anyone of you give him a look, he'll just say, come on, whoa, we're guests. Be polite about it.
Yeah, we are guests. Hank is not removing
All right.
his helmet.
So, Marianne, which room should we check first? Well, the two heroes are checking out the power. His little
guess we
flashlight
could-
with him.
find like a bedroom. See if he's in there. Yeah.
Don't you think it's a little early to be in bed? But you're right. All right, Amelia, show us where the bedroom is. Amelia walks over to where his bedroom apparently is. Let me pull up the bedroom so I can tell you if there's something here you need to know.
It is death.
Nope, it's an ordinary bedroom. Everything is well ordered and structured. A Spartan room in the flesh. Marianne, would you like to roll me a spot hidden check?
The spot it is.
Yes.
Alright. There you go. Roll.
So,
Yeah.
while you're in this room, you notice that there is... So, next to the bed, there's like a little Bible on the nightstand. That's not particularly ordinary, but your eye catches that something is written on top of the Bible's cover.
What is this?
Written on the cover in faded blue ink is, "May God have mercy upon the physician."
God have mercy on the physician.
Amelia butts in that is her grandfather's book. And she does remember that her grandfather once told her that the sins of the physician shall be judged by the Lord alone, but I never quite understood what that whole interaction was about. Down in the basement are a bunch of good friends. So, this is a place where there's some packing crates, dust, cobwebs. Ugh. Luckily, no knives in the dark, it looks.
That's good.
What is here, however, is one of those big, fancy generators that turns diesel
Hank
fuel
is excited.
into electricity. It even has exposed poles so you can attach some fresh wires if you wanted to. Welcome to the
I'm not
1930s.
touching
Ah,
this.
look at it.
Safety is secondary.
Please. Safety doesn't exist.
Look at this, Miss Brown. Amazing, isn't it?
If you wanted to, you could
Yeah,
probably make a Tesla coil out of it.
Okay, can we get this working already?
Get
Hank runs his hands across it.
If all you want is to get this large steaming puppy to make some electricity and light, all you need to do is put some fuel in and give it a go. And I think Hank is
We must
more
find a diesel can.
Hank has more than enough like mechanical and electrical repair and honestly just get this puppy working again. There is fuel here. Like not everything is in the generator already.
Ah.
That's stupid. You gotta store your fuel, let it age a couple of years.
Ah, yes. That makes sense.
That makes no sense.
One day these will be powered by a new and more superior substance. They call it propane. I tell you what. Hank takes fills it up, and should I roll to like start it up, or is it just
like I
going?
said, you are experienced enough with mechanical electric equipment that you can just get this generator working after clearing out a couple of clogs it has. This thing has not been kept all that well.
I am. He discusses that, rambles about it while he's working on it to Dorothea.
Dorothea is not looking at it and is busy checking out the rest of the area.
Like I said, there isn't too much in this basement. It seems to just be used to keep the generator around. It has a little pipe that gets all the exhaust fumes out of the house.
She's just making sure we don't miss anything.
Let's start this baby up.
You notice that
It's
some
marvelous.
of the electrical poles spark a bit between each other, because they're meant to be wrapped up with wiring and then closed off with heat shrap or whatever. So they just make these little Tesla coils. How hilarious!
Very nice.
That probably strips away the metal over time, but who cares? Upstairs, Marianne, the lights flicker back on again. In the basement, there's also like one bulb hanging from the ceiling, as you would.
Oh, nice.
There's light again. Amelia will take a seat at the edge of the bed. She needs a moment, and the bed is familiar and comfortable, so if you don't mind, she wants to stay here for a while.
Alright. Well, we're gonna look for your pops. Give a holler if, you see Bill or Clem or a dead light.
Prospero just really quickly asks where the bathroom is and goes there.
Please,
go.
I'm surprised he still needs to after that ride.
Maybe it is the ride that shook it loose. You enter into a study of some kind as you hear your friends go back up the stairs. Or you hope it's your friends. Maybe some spooks have followed you. Welcome to this is a study. There's a fireplace here, several windows that dimly light up the room every time a large lightning flash happens nearby. On the desk, let's see. Oh my goodness. The room is given over to old personal letters and records, large yellow-dated books of medicine, a small library in the natural history of New England, a sizable collection of the Lepidoptera. Oh, I see. It's a bug collection hanging on the wall in like glass frames. There is a sturdy bureau that might contain more interesting things.
Yeah, I'll look in the bureau for a second.
Do you have a mechanical repair or locksmithing skill that will allow you to get into there? Because you don't have the key to
No.
this lock.
I do not.
Well,
Most I have is a 10 in mechanical repair, so I'm just gonna look at the papers on the desk there.
in the meantime, Dorothea and Hank, you will make it up the stairs. You can spot Amelia sitting on the bed from like the corner of your eye, and you hear some shuffling with papers.
Well, I got the power on, so let's hit some lights.
Well, a lot of the lights
Yes, of
turn on
course.
automatically. Like they were probably on when the generator got turned off.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Amelia.
By the way, just for context, I think this large black line here is some sort of drawing error, if anything.
Maybe it's
Wait.
curtain.
Are we in a specific map? Because I only see the one from the chase.
Yeah, your page. Oh no, I see what it is. It's oh, so that black line. If anyone sees it, Hank, do you see it?
I see it.
That
Yeah.
black line is actually so Hey Bella,
Yeah.
you know how often in pictures, in like maps for players, they have like little lines that show like this is where that person's room is. They didn't remove that one for the stairs to the cellar. And if you look very closely here, you can see some of the remnants of lines that were also pointing to this room. They did a very sloppy job erasing those lines. Jesus. I've
Good
not seen
lord.
a job that sloppy. Like this was clearly one layer that they just painted over instead of just having layers and turning them off.
So here's probably where a name was.
Yep. No. That's like the light that shines in through the windows.
Ah, okay.
Now, if you want that experience, you can tell by these lines where something was hiding out. Man, it's such a sloppy job. I love it. I also love that they just left the whole stairs to the basement line in. All right, Dorothy and Hank.
Okay, I'm going to try to talk to Amelia.
What do you wish to
but
know?
For some reason, found. Okay, there we go. Foundry was acting weird for me for a minute there.
Hank walks.
I had to completely reload it.
Prospero is just gonna take a look around, make sure there's no one spooky around. You know, you never know in a fancy house like this.
Okay,
Hank
now
is
I
gonna
can
look out
see.
one of the windows.
Wow, yeah, I couldn't see the map there the whole time. Didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh,
I should preface every time I change a map to you should be seeing a new map soon.
That would help because yeah, I didn't know we were anywhere.
oh, I just noticed a little magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that detail. It's hilarious.
That- That's really neat. Okay.
I mean, before I found these good descriptions, there's also one for the Pineapple Cafe, but it does the same thing. I really love this. This is a great way to show like this is where the house is in context, and here's what it looks like up close. Ooh, it's like from a fucking movie, like a swipe. Anyway, what do you want to know from Amelia?
Well, I'm trying to ask. When your dad got jumped, do you know where he was?
I think he was in the. Let me just double check what the room is called. I think it's called the reception room. She claims.
So that'd be over here. That'd be this way.
Okay, you're just gonna walk away.
Well, I'm gonna say I'll go check it out, and then I'll walk that way.
Hank, you and Paul are inside what seems to be Amelia's room. Prospero happens to notice and points out that there's a. Amelia seems to have received what's it called, psychological care before. Because he points out like a plaque on the wall. That no wait, there's some correspondence on a desk that shows that she's been to the Boston Society of Care for Girls.
Does it say what for?
Well, she's been released with a clean bill of health, but it doesn't seem to specify much else.
The double put the
odd.
in her.
Dorothea,
Yeah.
you open up the door leading to the reception, and you are met with a grisly view. Specifically, oh man, I'm gonna show you this picture because it just sells you on the fact that this does not look good.
Go to the chat.
Here's a handout. Be spooked, be scared, because there are two bodies here.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
One of
no.
those looks like a Dracula.
Blee!
You might want to call for us.
Yeah, I probably will the instant I open that.
Oh, I will.
One
stop
person,
looking.
an old graying man, the classic example of a New England patrician, with a thin, heavily lined face and a close-cropped white hair, is slumped against an armchair, his shoulder bloody and his face stuck in awe and covered in some sort of ash. On the ground is a young man, early 20s probably. His face and features contorted in agony and stress, as if every muscle was as tense as possible. His jawbones and many of his joints are dislocated, as if in the throes of violent convulsions, or perhaps he was taken as a broken marionette. The part that... Ooh, can I get a sanity check? Because you suddenly notice, as you walk close enough to look over the couch, the lower half of his body is just ashes.
Ah, I succeed.
You lose a point of sanity, but you keep it together. Man, that's...
Thank God I'm trained for killing.
There's also a... He seems to be wearing some sort of sack Like there's a sack that's torn over his head. There's also a recently fired. Oh God! What the hell? Who's calling me?
No.
You having fun in there, Miss Brow? Are you winning?
Are you winning, Dorothea?
You bet.
By the way, Hank, to his knowledge, was able to drive you all to safety while unconscious.
Yeah, we're not gonna let him keep thinking that.
Just, I was almost biting my arm with all the failed checks with driving. That's my thing. Gosh dang weekend at Hank's. Puppeting my body to drive the car. Is that gate still? I need to ask when Steffi gets about this. If that gate is still on the car.
Probably.
I had checked the engine today. There was water in the exhaust. Whoa.
There's a
the-
gate on the front of your car.
What the heck? I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back. By the way, is that gate still on the front of my car?
Probably not. Probably fell off when you took that turn.
All right.
If
just
not,
making-
if you want it, it can still be there.
Nah, it probably flew off.
Oop. Well, as I mentioned, Dorothea, next to the man's body is a single-barreled 20-gauge shotgun. That is about all you can see without checking the bodies or getting a closer look at the room. Otherwise, it's a reception room. Oh, wait, there's that huge overturned metal coffer that doesn't match anything else in the room.
Well, first, because more weapons will be helpful against all this, I'm gonna pick up that shotgun and see if there are any shells lying around.
Not on the ground, no. Or on the shelves.
I assume.
But I'm yelling for everyone else to come in while I go check out the thing. The metal
Prepping us for
coffer.
the slaughter.
By the way, since you have a POW of 70 or greater, seeing the metal coffer causes this tingle in the back of your head. A sense of unease. That coffer is bad news, or was bad news. You're not sure.
Can I use occult to try and check it out, see if there's anything weird about it?
Sure. Go ahead.
Damn it, I don't notice shit.
Paul checks up with Marianne and asks the obvious question of if she found anything in the other room.
Well, I was looking at papers, but I don't know if I noticed anything.
Most of the papers are like personal correspondence, clients he talked to. Nothing too exciting.
Alright, nothing too exciting. But it seems that Dorothea has found something. Oh my god!
You might not want to look in too quickly.
Anyone who observes the body of this fine young man will have to make me that sanity roll. So, do be careful.
Yeah.
You might become
I'm not-
indefinitely insane if you look too much.
You might want to.
Also, please don't forget to record all sanity loss from that creature
Yeah.
under encounters with
Hey,
strange beings.
So
Before
I was
Marion
told
goes
sometimes
in-
I would see it. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna stop you and say maybe you should stick with the girl so she doesn't see this.
So this is a double barrel shotgun, right? 12
Single
gauge?
barrel. I specifically said single barrel.
Okay, I was trying to find the.
Giving it a touch, it feels warm. Probably recently fired. Smells smoky, at least. Oh man, you can even tell where they erased the bodies on the map. That's what I call hilarious.
So, you got your sanity check if anyone else is looking?
Well,
Well, that's if
let's
they're
look at
looking.
people.
I'll leave it up to them. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Hank did it
What?
good and told me to not go in there. So I'm gonna go with Amelia.
I said maybe stick with Amelia to make sure she doesn't. So this might be very upsetting. then again, we might need her to identify her father, who I assume is among these. Hank decides to just brave it and like walk in.
Paul takes a look, but he's a
So-
hardened detective, so he just goes, "Ooh, nasty." Ooh.
Do we get actually real quick? Do we get a bonus after with being warned about it?
I'd say that if someone like
Sanity?
explicitly warns you, like, by the way, be careful. On one hand, I feel that it's far more appropriate to be like, it's your risk. You are actively taking the sanity risk, and that's the bonus, is that you can just say no. But you know what?
Okay.
Sure. You've got Paul with you being a rock in the surf, like, ooh. So go ahead, roll me sanity with a bonus die if you want to.
I did.
Well, you're fine. You'll lose some because, ooh, man, that body.
It's pretty messed up. So how much do we lose?
One.
Just one.
Just the one.
Okay.
Today is slowly wearing on you, ain't it?
I'm already tired. I had a good nap though. I don't know why. So I guess we should look around. I am going to, well, look at the more obvious thing, the coffer. It appears this is the item that they were trying to steal. I assume.
So the first thing you were able to tell is that it's made of lead. It is a trough-shaped, featureless, and seems to be mounted on small clawed feet. It smells a bit like a wax seal. Yeah, there's this odd-smelling wax seal on the edges of the lid. Yeah, what a weird thing.
Curious.
Has the makings of
What do
like
you
a
make of
funeral urn,
this?
but it's too big. Oh, and what really gets you is that it seems to have spilled ash on the ground. Like there's obviously ash on the edge and then on the ground next to it.
Ashes appear to be a theme here.
As you do not have 70 POW, you don't care about the odd mental emanations from it.
What do you two make of this?
Well, it sounds to me like someone's got skeletons in his closet.
More like on the ground at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it does not leave bones.
Well, we should check the bodies and see around and see if this guy's got anything written out about this coffer of his, so that we know if we're dealing with a treasured pet or something more mischievous.
I roll spot hidden.
If you want to check the bodies, that's not necessarily a spot hidden check, Claire. You just say, I want to check the bodies.
Like on the coffer.
You want to thoroughly
See if
investigate
there's
it?
anything like. Yeah, I want to thoroughly investigate. See if there's anything that can be like gleam.
The only detail, okay, so as I mentioned, it's about 16 by 9 inches, 16 inches wide, 9 inches tall, trough-shaped, featureless, mounted on small clawed feet, has ashes in it to some extent, oddly smelling waxy on the hinged lid. Definitely lead-lined, if not made of lead. And other than that, there's not too much you can make out of it.
Oh. I could try it cold, but yeah, I guess we should just investigate the bodies.
You investigate
My
all
cold's
the
like
bodies.
5.
Are you trained in medicine at all?
No.
I have some mild first aid training.
No, it's distinctly medicine.
Alright, let me check
The
that.
old
I have-
man. Searching his body, you find a pocket watch fob. A pocket watch fob? What's a fob?
It's a
How's a
type of
fob?
pocket watch that you know,
It's the small ones.
yeah, that opens with a little latch.
Anyway, yes, you find. Well, there's a shotgun wound on his shoulder. Blood loss. Could have killed him. Searching his body, you indeed find, well, the usual accoutrements you would expect from a person in their own home. Not much, other than a pocket watch, which, when you open it, has a small key on the inside of that little thing that opens the latch. Searching the other guy's body. Oh man, he looks terrible. You find 2 shotgun shells in his pockets for that gun on the ground, probably. You notice that his skin is blood-blotched and blackened as if his vein had exploded from within, and his eyes are red, black masses of hemorrhage. Ooh. Then there's the fact that in his wallet are a single dollar bill, a gas coupon, and a small folded photograph of Mary Laker eating cotton candy at the county fair.
The thief.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, look at this. So we found an accomplice. Unfortunately, I assumed that the other man is the father.
No, Mary Laker was the woman who.
Not
found
at
that
the
there.
other man's body.
Dead one.
Well, I don't think there's much we can do for him then.
Yeah, I
But-
usually don't survive that.
But just in
I
case you
was a
all,
doc-
How do
on
we handle
TV.
the girl?
well, just in case you forgot, we are dealing with a scary light creature trying to hunt us down. So maybe we should figure out if that key can give us any answers. Because
Did anyone see anything locked in the place?
it's because as Paul points out, since you have first aid and you're pretty good at it, the injuries on this body are comparable to the injuries on Paul and Dorothy.
Marianne.
Yeah, sure. Marianne.
I didn't take any
All right,
damage from
what
that.
do you want to do after I so brutally interrupted you?
So, yeah, Thea's looking around. Did anyone see anything locked in the house?
I saw nothing actually. Unfortunately, we may have to ask her.
Well,
What was that
Dorothea
noise
was
you were making there, Bella?
Marianne was checking out the
nothing.
study, so maybe she saw something.
Well, Marianne,
Let's
did you
go
see
back
anything?
to them.
I thought she was like outside the door.
No, I went with Amelia.
No, she was with
Oh,
Amelia.
okay.
I sent her
Because
back.
you're like, all I heard from Bella was like, ta-ta.
Yeah,
By the way, I
Okay.
shut the door to the reception room.
You should.
Oh, a lot thing. Yeah, I saw a bureau with a keyhole on it. Maybe it goes to there. Leading nowhere.
Da-da-da-da.
By the way, on our way back, I basically tell Dorothy, how do we tell the woman?
How about we wait?
Oh,
All right.
Because-
Lepidoptera are butterflies. Nice.
I think we should wait because we got a lightning monster thing. Let's wait till after we're not gonna die here.
So, just to remind you, he holds out like his arm where it got bitten over. The guy over there looks like he had an encounter with it too. So,
Yeah, and they were talking about that one guy I ran into outside. He talked about a box. So, piecing together what I got here, I'd assume that they tried to rob this guy, and one of them opened the box where the lightning majigger was, and it lightning majigged him in half,
mm-hmm.
and then it lightninged out, and then we saw it do more lightning. I can use lightning as an adjective and a verb now.
Yeah. All right, Hank. Open up the drawer. Let's see if there's anything interesting inside.
Drawer opening noise.
Click, click.
I assume it's
Inside-
roll top.
Inside the lock bureau, you find the following items in several areas: a $600 in cash. You find
Maybe hold on to that so Prospero doesn't spend it somewhere.
you find an account book for the Boston First National Bank, a pot of funny smelling wax ointment, and a small black leather-bound journal, which is hidden under piles of legal paper and professional certificates.
Hey guys, I'm gonna read this journal real quick.
The journal doesn't have much in it. Only some of the central pages, like it's majority blank, but only some of the innermost pages mention some things.
I look out a window.
Let's see. Allow me to pull up the handouts thing and show you some handouts. Boop. This does not have many handouts, but there are some, and they are neat. Oh no, it didn't use the magnifying glass for the. No, whatever.
Thank God I have an eidetic memory.
Thank golly. Allow me to
Golly.
show you some pages of mystery. Read through it at your convenience. This next page is really gonna get you. These dates are. Well, I think they still work.
Okay, that third page.
What the heck does that stuff mean?
Well, if you know a little bit about occults, you could probably interpret it as chanting.
Okay, I do know some occult.
Maybe
No, a
it's,
little
maybe it's
bit.
like a weird chant.
So this thing is a.
Oh, I'm still reading it.
Sorry.
Since you're reading through all of this, the account book has a balance total of $19,000, but you couldn't get that out of this.
Well, I'm holding on to mine to give it to her probably because she'll need it. I just don't want Prospero to spend it somewhere on gangs again.
He puts up his hands. Come on.
Don't bully Prospero. He's trying his best.
You shut it, Hank.
I tell you what.
Doot 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 doot.
All in all, as in all things, safety first. Should the Sin Eater escape its confines, then the only way to recall it is to provide it with a suitably prepared patient, such that it becomes satiated and lethargic and willing to return to its coffer. Inscribe a special mark in blood, preferably the patient's, but not essential, on the patient's forehead. The patient does not need to be a child, but must be human and naturally alive at the point of contact. Experiments with animals and corpses carried out by my antecedents were apparently most unsatisfactory. If the patient is conscious, then they will need to be suitably restrained. Once all preparations are complete, perform the recitation as phonetically transcribed below. Permit the senior to perform its duties, after which it will return to its casket. Once it is within, close the lid and seal it immediately with liberal application of the aromatic ointment. So, okay, guys. So this thing is a sin eater, and it sounds like whoever owns this thing uses it to kill people.
Lovely.
Or as they believed, cleanse.
Yeah, apparently. It talks about how to get it back in there. It seems like it either has a duty to do, and then it might go back on its own, or we need to put. They call it a patient.
Sounds more like he wants yummy in his tummy.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like what they're saying. We also need to like make this thingy here and do this chant when it goes in there, and use this wax to seal it. There are these numbers though.
It appears to be
I
a
think-
ledger.
That's a lot of money.
What would you pay a lot of money for? That you don't want anyone to know about.
I have a theory.
That a patrician might know about. Some sort of doctor.
Maybe these are a list of patient dates. In quotes, patient.
Maybe Amelia knows more about this? I'll ask it. I'll try to ask nice and subtle who comes by this house.
You go do that.
A little
We
bit
should take.
later, he'll come back and say that apparently pregnant women came by her a lot. Affluent pregnant women.
It was rid. It was used to get rid of unwanted children.
Doesn't sound like eating sin as much as making sin to me.
Well, if you look at the old historical stuff, usually people would view deformities in children or unwanted children as a creation of sin.
How the hell would you know if your child's looking weird? It's in a stomach.
Well, that's what the physician's for now, isn't it?
I ain't a physician.
Yeah, but I think the man downstairs was.
Hank pipes up. We need to kill it.
With what? It doesn't seem
Yeah,
to care
I
too much
shot
about
it.
bullets.
Hank actually, Hank picks up the ointment and then looks at the wax, or looks at the ashes, looks at the casket, looks at the thing. You can tell he's in think mode. What if? Now hear me out. We use the same form of sealing, but turn the sealing into a weapon.
What?
This creature can be bound to its casket via the ritual seal and this wax ointment. What if we imbued the seal and the wax into a bullet?
There's a problem with that, Hank. You forgot part of the ritual.
Hank's looking at the ritual. Blast it! He wanted
Someone
to make
has
magical
to die.
seal.
Yep, it's gotta be fed first.
Though that gives me a question.
Yep.
It's killed a couple people already.
Uh-huh.
If it's sent after a job, who's it looking for?
Yeah, I think these people were collateral, but
So, better question. What if it just got out of there and just started doing its own thing, like a normal creature tends to do?
Yeah, maybe they have to direct it.
Well, maybe it doesn't
It's
need
clearly an
directing.
animal.
Well, maybe you can direct it, but it doesn't have to be like, like you got like a shock collar or something. Like you could be given orders and bossed around, but you don't like it, and you still got your own free will to do what you want.
But it's not unstoppable. It's afraid of lightning.
It's more afraid of lightning than it is of guns.
Hank,
The danger cubes.
not
Yes.
the cubes. I got an idea. How
Tell
much
me.
power can that generator put out?
Hank, I mean, you won't know until you try.
Like, how? It can power this house easy, it seems.
It's bigger than this house really needs. Let's put it like that.
Hank points out a very obvious fact about generators. Any generator of any sort can power way past its capacity. The danger of doing this, though, is of course obvious.
It blowing up.
So, everyone, Prospero,
Yeah.
Marianne, I got an idea.
Yeah.
We need to make a lightning rod.
Oh, ooh, that sounds like
and then call it here.
that honestly sounds like a bad movie idea.
Yeah, and that's why it's not going to work, but it's going to be amazing.
I mean,
Which means it'll work.
we're playing Pulp Cthulhu, so if anything, it should work.
So here's my idea.
Hank.
This is a
into
broad
this.
idea because I don't know that much about science. So what we need to do, we need to get that generator all the lightning it can do. We need a lightning hard. We need that thing to get here. We need to lure it. And we need to make sure the lightning hits it.
So, I imagine that Hank's first thing is like, do you need voltage or amperage?
Voltage, amperage, watts, what you need. How many Teslas do we need to throw in this?
How many ohms resistance are we
I
counting
want
on?
it all.
Paul leaves
Because
it.
here's the thing. If we can hit it hard enough and it kills it, and this house frigging explodes behind us on the way out as we walk away in slow motion. I don't even know what slow motion is yet, but we do it. But if this house explodes behind me and it dies, we can find her a new home.
Yeah, we had that money that was on the Vera.
And she could probably
and
access
there's-
that bank account too.
Yeah, it'd be in her name by now. She'd inherit it. We'll give her this cash, and it'll be safe.
Well, considering the fact that Hank's been through a lot, Mary Ann's looking a little injured, and then how about I be the bait, and you guys take care of the rest. I get the nice and easy job.
Wait, you want us to mark you?
No, no, no. It seems to go off to people naturally, doesn't it? I just gotta look real nice and tasty or something.
It does seem pretty
You need
indiscriminate.
to look.
But how about I be the bait? I'm probably better getting away from it.
I mean, I think I've
So-
pretty good running.
Technically
You're
speaking,
in terrible shape.
Mr. Prospero has a movement speed of 9. I think he's the fastest guy in the whole group. Cause
Mine is 8, but I also have
Actually-
a really good jump and stuff.
Actually, I think I want you to use your firearms to try to lure it to the lightning rod. Prospero would be perfect bait. It also goes after the sinful, and Prospero clearly has many skeletons in his closet.
Yeah, only
as
Prospero, sure.
he's drinking from like a hip flask, like what?
Wait, no, I got a video for that.
No, it's a hip
Prospero's like just really tired looking.
drinking from a hip flask. There's a cigarette also in his mouth.
At the same time.
Yes.
The cigarette hits the alcohol. He lights on fire.
No.
Man, wouldn't that be a messed up end to Prospero's? Ah!
No, here it is. It's just this exchange from Ruby. Bella knows exactly the one I'm thinking of. Right here. This is what happens while we're talking about Prospero.
The ugly one. No, they're not ugly, Claire. Pop, 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 pop.
It's about 20 seconds in, you'll see the part.
Hank, if you want to go through with this plan, you'll have to roll me some electrical repair to see if you can construct whatever it is you're trying to make here.
Hank takes his gloves off and then puts his gloves on.
The rubber gloves, probably.
For Safi, I timestamped the exact response we have here.
Delightful.
Probably. You know what? Oh wait, I gotta use the system. I'm gonna push it. Wait,
Oh.
where is it?
Click on
You
scenario.
rolled a fumble.
Oh yeah, like no, Zal, I failed so hard again, 3 times.
This
tonight
is where you
that I
blow up
did
the house.
fumble.
You can push it. You know. You can't push it. Why
It doesn't
can't you
say I
push
can
it? I guess you can't push
I
fumbles.
don't know. It doesn't. You can't push fumbles. Yeah, I fail so hard that like my hands actually fall off my wrists.
I assume no one else electrical repair.
No.
You know what? I'll let you push it. But you're gonna zap your hands real bad if it fails.
All right,
So just re-roll it. Yay!
So, you know what? Since that is a fumble, you're still gonna get zippity zapped. But on the plus side, you managed to rig together something that should work. Let's take 4 damage. You get zapped a couple of times. Your hands are like all marked with burns by the end, but you've managed to make something that, on command or with a wire, however you want it to detonate, will electrocute whatever's nearest to the Tesla coils.
I'm gonna really quick
all right,
try to help your hands while you explain it.
all right. This is very simple.
alright.
Because of the amps in the device, we have enough power to generate one massive energy blast when it's immediately struck by lightning. And with the power generated through the core, it'll be it doesn't have to be on top of the lightning rod. It just has to be close enough to it. There is one problem, of course.
We need to be going.
This
88
will
miles
very
per hour.
likely not. Well, yeah, he explains very clearly that very likely because of the power that will go through this thing, like when it happens when we activate it, very likely it will only be able to be 1 shot or 2 at most, and then after that, the generator will very likely detonate.
So, on that quick footnote, Dorothea 1d4 for healing on those burnt hands for Hank. Hey!
damage. I
Yay.
fixed all of it.
Yay! Everything's.
You find some ointments in the water closet that are good for
I like
this.
to imagine he's
Wait, you-
explaining, and as he's moving his hands around, Dorothy is just like grabbing his wrist and fixing one thing at a time.
Well, to be
He's trying
fair,
to talk with his hands since you can't see his face.
as you are sitting here having a fun talk, some of the lights flicker. And Dorothea, always prepared, can't help but notice. Well, actually, I know Dorothea's not the one. Marianne is the one with the super good eyes here. Marianne, you notice that some of the metal fixtures around are starting to glow slightly.
Well, I'm also distracted.
Alright, looks like it's now or never.
Okay, it's playtime.
So who's being bait? Except
Prospero.
Sharkbait.
Prospero's being the bait, and I'm gonna try to keep his attention on him.
All right.
Wait, how do we get to the roof?
What are you going for the roof for?
The lightning rod.
No, the rod makes the lightning. Like it gets close to it, you trigger it, it shoots a blast at it.
I presume that you found some
Oh,
metal
so
in the
where's the
basement
rod
that could
then?
just take care of it.
And the rest of the gate.
Oh God.
Ah, we could use the gate that was on the car as a piece of the rod
Yep.
or the. But where do we put the rod?
Somewhere outside.
So you're gonna have a wire go all the way outside to a lightning rod. Zap it.
Yes. Well, I mean,
Well, I mean,
we have big spools of wire.
do we?
Yes. Why wouldn't we have wire? Actually, why wouldn't Hank have wire?
See, that's a better question.
It's not.
See, I'm just being realistic. A lightning rod has to go somewhere
Why are you so obsessed with
Side.
this lightning rod?
because that's what the idea was.
Well, that was just what I was calling it. It's like a reverse lightning rod.
Listen, you don't need a lightning rod to send electric shocks out. You just need something that makes electricity go bzz bzz.
It's basically more of a Tesla coil.
Okay, well, you've made the testicle. Where do we put it then?
Where do you put?
I'm trying to science.
Where do you put the electric item? Do you put it in the flammable house? Or do you put it in the basement where at the very least it won't burn anyone? It's nice and close to the generator in case you need to make an emergency repair because the wire melts, or what?
I mean, I figured we'd have a wire just like shortest distance we could, like out a window to it, so we can get it without burning ourselves to death.
But where do you put it? Like directly outside the house or somewhere?
It's probably in the basement. Alright?
Okay. You build a Tesla coil in the basement then.
So we have to.
Okay, but how do we
Wait, the
make
lure
it
in
hit the
basement.
thing?
Well, then it has to go to the basement. That's why you have bait.
Okay, this is dangerous. Better be safe, Prospero.
Okay, gonna point out the obvious here. If that thing blows up, he'll be right next to it.
I've been in worse things.
Actually, you know what? It should probably be like in the middle of the hallway, right?
Of the flammable house, but we don't care about the house burning down. I kind of expected to explode behind us.
I personally would
Yeah,
prefer.
actually,
Let me check out. What is this house made of? Flammable materials? I for some reason recall this thing's actually made of stone. Cottage front door. The cottage is a recently renovated, single-storied, old colonial area property. So it's probably made of wood. A large, dry cellar.
Colonial style houses were often made of brick.
Okay, well then it's probably not that flammable.
Yeah, mostly the insides, but the frame.
Okay, so Prospero, here's the plan. Dorothea walks over to this big ass window and just shatters it with the butt of her gun. Get it
Okay.
into this hallway here, where we have the Tesla coil.
Yeah. All right.
Hank triggers it. Jump the hell out of this window.
All right. Well, I don't know. Okay. All right. We'll make it work.
Also, should one of us chant, to call it?
The chant is for sealing it.
The
it might relieve. If it
your
hears the
gun, Dorothy, is now starting to get like pretty cold and glowing.
Guys,
Hank's
we don't have
helmet is
time
also
for this.
illuminant like a light bulb.
Hank, you gotta get ready to set this thing off.
Hank is setting this thing up.
All right. Now I'm gonna roll 1d8 and see what direction this thing comes from. 1, 2, 3, 4.
God, it's
comes.
like I'm playing friggin' Phasmophobia. I don't know where the ghost is.
You through the window see the lights between the trees.
Well,
Okay, it's coming from that side.
unfortunate.
Broke that window for no reason.
Yep.
Alright, so we'll go around through here, and we'll go through the front entrance.
Just leave the door open.
Hey,
Hank,
By the way,
you better
Hank.
get in position.
yes.
Hank. By the way, there was like a small basement window, so you could sit in the basement and turn on the generator and then go out through the basement window.
Okay, I'll do that then.
I have one new item in my inventory.
By the way, Marianne,
Hmm?
equip a danger bulb.
Alright, I'm just gonna screw that on.
We might need it.
And I'll keep away from the Tesla, which I assume is right here.
All right, I try to look
Yes,
as lively and tasty as I can, and I'll yell at Hank when I'm ready for the thing to go on.
Be as simple as you can.
Should I
Yeah,
take a shot at it, get its attention?
I gotta go
No,
too.
don't. Yeah, don't distract it. Yet.
Well, how about you shoot at it? I'll look nice and tasty. Gulp, gulp, gulp.
I get a really quick turn to Amelia.
Man, I love
I'm
this
gonna
job.
We're gonna get this thing's attention, Amelia. After I shoot at it, come with me. Do not leave.
No,
We'll be safe.
Amelia doesn't quite understand what's going on. She's been kind of dazed there, so sure.
Okay. I'm gonna line up. I don't even have to look at it directly. I'm not trying to hit it. I'm gonna take a shot at it.
Bing, bing. Pew, pew. As
I
it
can
gets,
roll the attack anyway, but it's mostly just to make
it
noise.
peeks through the tree line. Wow.
Extreme success. I kill
Please.
it.
Roll damage 25. Well, here's the bad news. That technically does minimum damage. It becomes this flickering phantasm. You're not sure what you did, but you probably hit it like when it was all lined up in one straight line. And it starts to move way faster and starts to become this big. So, you know how amoebas grow over the things that they eat? That's kind of what it's starting to do. It's becomes this big angry lightning cloud. The gun in your hand is unbearably cold right now.
Okay, I'm gonna let go of it. Thankfully, I have it on a strap. I'm gonna grab Amelia and run.
You see Prospero for one last moment, like holding up his hit flask at you, like, have a good one.
Good luck, you crazy son of a bitch.
I will remember that, man.
I don't think I'll forget him.
Hank dodges back as the creature comes ever closer, effectively always taking like an action to sort of jump back. So it's effectively like imagine 5e like Dungeons and Dragons combat, and the ready action you take is to step away.
Oh, great! Every action's a 5-foot step.
It's just this awkward
He's
dodge.
like a little... Is Prosper just like a little goblin? Like
He's like being a little goblin as the tendrils slam into the walls, and he's like, "Yeah, come closer, boy." Do you see this large thing slither in through the single window? Like it's very big, and then it just starts squeezing in. It's like, oh man, this place is bumps in through the door. All right, Hank, he's almost there. Get ready to pull the lever. Oh man,
I'm ready, friend.
Hank, roll me some luck as he suddenly shouts, "Pull it! Get it!"
All right. Didn't open my character sheet. Luck. Don't fail me now, Joey Wheeler.
Oh no,
You could pay that, right?
no, you cannot adjust luck checks with luck.
I failed by one level. Are you actually effing me?
I think the
Sounds
reason
like
you can't adjust luck checks is because if you spend the luck point, then you have to spend another luck point to make up for the luck point you spent.
Ooh, yeah, that would make. Just immediately hit 0.
Okay, we're just gonna say what happens. The Tesla coil works way too well. There's this crackle, and you see lightning not just from inside, but from like the skies blast into the building, and all the glass windows pop outwards.
It became a return stroke.
Many of the stones and bricks this how it is made of like shake a little bit as a result of this. That's a good way to get all the dust out. Hank, dust falls from the ceiling around you as you hear this loud cracking boom, slam, and and the stairs are like all jagged now. You should probably get out of this house as fast as you can.
Take
Can I
that, you
try to help him?
incandescent fiend!
Can I try to like grab him
I
through
smack.
the window?
Sure. The house is becoming this rapid inferno as everything got flash incinerated.
I'm assuming the
So-
generator then sparks and
Can I roll
pops,
like
too.
dex to try to get there in time to help him out?
Oh no! You just succeed. I assume you were ready for this.
Yeah, I probably like dashed around to try to help him as soon as we got out.
And we're running.
You
So,
aren't
yeah.
running
Metal
because
top
once
You
you,
see Thea slide over and grab you.
for one, you're all probably stunned from the massive explosion, and also you have to make sure that Hank is like out of there for a moment. And you probably take like a moment for Prospero. You're like, he's probably not alive, but you know it's the polite thing to do.
Okay, I like to imagine that for a moment Hank and Thea are but just like laying in the mud. Because, you know, she like slid
Happens.
over and just pulled him out. They're both like, oh god.
It is then that behind you, you hear a voice, a crisp government voice of a man.
Oh god, it's these people.
the fiends.
Would you look at that? Some civilians interfering with important investigations. He says as he takes up a shotgun, and an empty shell flies out. How about we have a polite conversation for interfering with the investigation?
What?
Okay, Thea just looks up. Department, registration number, and overhead agent.
I think you are well familiar with my friend, 12-gauge solid slug. I heard he's quite convincing.
I see where this is going.
Now,
Marianne,
What kind of
take a
model of
picture.
shotgun is he using?
12-gauge, like a pump action.
Hey, Marianne,
Okay.
take a picture.
Okay. I'm not even gonna bring it up. It's gonna be in front of my chest, and they're gonna snap it at I guess, this guy, or
Oh, you're gonna
Whoever
initiate
Whoever the
combat?
shotgun man is.
You're gonna initiate combat? Is that
Let's
it?
try to talk our way out of this first.
yeah,
Just
I think that
be at the
that's what-
ready.
How much do you think these guys are interested in talking, considering that he has a loaded gun aimed at you, which is like gun safety 101, don't do it unless you plan to shoot?
Which one had the shotgun? Okay.
North guy has the shotgun. South guy has, he probably has like oh no, he has like a silenced handgun for some reason.
All right. Well,
He's a gaman. He has fancy toys.
The G-Man.
The gaman.
handgun guy, I'm just gonna snap a picture at with my danger bolt.
That technically will initiate combat because the guy north is gonna immediately notice that he's getting fucking flashbanged.
So it might startle him for a moment.
I mean, it's a hard check to not get blinded for a round because you know it's an extra powered flash, so you don't have much to
Actually,
go
could I-
on.
Could I position to get both of them in flash?
Unfortunately, due
dark.
to the rain, if you try to do that, there's a good chance it will refract into your friend's eyes too.
Okay. So yeah, just the silent pistol, G-man.
The good news is, at the very least, the like metal objects, the glow is starting to fade. So you know you got that going for you. Dorothea, aka Trigger McFinger.
Well, I'm on my back. My gun is probably laying across my chest. Because it'd be really weird.
You
if
don't
it's on
get the
other
plus
side.
50 dex from, but that doesn't matter. If you want to start shooting on this gamen, go ahead. I mean, who knows if they're actually government men? They didn't bother identifying themselves. You can,
And I already have him targeted.
in the court of law, you technically have the right to shoot him. Yeah, he's point blank, so give yourself that bonus die.
Point blank range. How do I trigger that?
You just click point blank on the menu.
Yeah, it won't do anything.
Well, it shows.
Oh, it already has it because I have him targeted.
Oh hell yeah! See, it's smart enough to know that.
Yeah, I hit that thing.
All right, base.
Extreme
Oh,
success.
I don't think so. He's not gonna survive that. That's basically a headshot. Roll me the damage.
Are you familiar with my friend 12 gauge? Oh!
I would like to point out that's almost double the hit points he has. So yeah, that's like his head just flies clean off.
Okay, so what I like to imagine is he like cocks the gun, and Thea's laying on her back, and he thinks we're in a bad position. She's just casually tilting the gun towards him. He's like, and now I go to bam, and his head explodes.
And at the same time, Hank yells to take a picture.
As you're all having such great fun. Mr. Prospero has done something that pulp heroes are allowed to do if they have a luck score. You can expend all of your luck, as long as you have 30 or more, to survive death. Unlikely as it is.
Guys, I didn't die. How are you alive?
He
Takes
just
more.
walks out with a lit cigarette.
Hey,
He's on fire with his lit cigarette in his mouth.
He lit it off the thing.
he raises up his gun and is like, oh, come on, you didn't think that would kill me, huh?
I kind of thought
I
it
love
did.
him.
Oh, come on.
He comes in time to see someone's head explode.
Oh, excuse me. I should aim at this guy, and then I should click it. 20. Oh, but that's enough. It does it in yards, so I think that's within 15 yards, right?
That is within 15 yards. 15 yards is 45 feet.
Oh, wait, he is quick draw. Yes, he doesn't need to have a firearm ready to gain the plus 50 bonus. He just falls out of the window like an idiot. Also, he has nimble, so I think he could actually pull this one off. Completely rules as written. What a hero.
What a
Bam,
hero.
bam, bam. Nobody pulls a gun on my friends.
He failed two, but hit with one.
Also, he's yelling because I think his ears got blown out.
He'll be fine.
The man takes a little bit of
He's a little
damage,
shaken,
but
probably.
he does still stand like for Marianne. Flash him now before he gets you with that handgun of his.
Alright.
Oh wait,
so
since
what
he has
up?
his handgun ready, I think he does get a shot off. Yeah, 120 will be his. Oops. See, I'm not used to characters having their guns out when the fighting starts, so since he's more
Mine
than
is-
ready,
Mine's always at the ready.
Marianne. Oh wait, no, excuse. He's not aiming at himself. God damn it.
Hmm.
He's not about to commit Sudoku. Single shot, multi shots. No, he's not gonna. He's just gonna go for one clean bill of health, and he misses like. Ah, it's Marianne.
Yeah, he's a little distracted by being shot and his buddy's head just detonating.
Alright,
Marianne,
so
get
that'd
him.
be Photography, but should I add anything to it? Right?
It's just photography, yes, but I think you get a bonus die because this flash is so fucking powerful.
Alright. Show me test out even.
He gets to roll dodge, but he has to exceed in order to avoid this. Oh, he doesn't have a dodge score. Whoops. Just a hard dex check, I guess. Ooh.
Oh man.
He
What
covers his
the?
eyes. He does take 2 penalty dice shooting at you because he is like diverting his gaze from you. So that shot he just made, I'm gonna have to roll that one with 2 penalty dice just to see if his gun jams. Because he's quickly jerking his gun aside. Okay, so that I can't give him 2 disadvantage. Okay, let's just do it like this.
I'm hiding behind a doorway now because
Okay, no,
I
no.
flashed the man.
Amelia Webb is. You're going inside of a burning building, by the way. Amelia, tries to run around the house. He's just like, ah! The man has already taken his turn. Hank, what do you do?
I'm gonna kick your arse.
He can't
Hank's
see
gonna
you too
charge
well.
at this man.
You have a bonus die. Give him hell.
I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna kick Dale's ass here. Okay, combat. I have a club out, so I'll club him.
Give yourself advantage.
So since I succeeded, I should add a.
Give
Oh,
yourself-
give myself advantage.
Yeah, the advantage gives you a bonus die. So try it again.
Okay.
Also, I
Advantage.
think he's technically
Sounds like a-
outnumbered. He's also outnumbered because someone else attacked him. So give yourself outnumbered an advantage.
It's not letting me click it. Oh, I have to target him.
Don't target Marianne.
Don't
Here.
hit me.
Alt click on him.
Oh,
Roll the
Alright.
brawl.
advantage. It's still not letting me click it.
Can you roll to click the
Oh,
brawl?
because I.
Because what?
I know what I did wrong. Okay. What? It's saying not add one.
If you
It's not
click
letting me
it,
click.
it should
Roll-
become red outline. Right?
What? Why is it? also like I'm failing every single roll on my best check.
How about
I don't know why it's not.
how about you let me make the roll for you because apparently I'm the only person who can do this. Go ahead. Just click the thing. I'll set the thing up and we'll roll for there.
I don't mean unarmed. God, my brain is.
Why can't
fried.
you dodge?
All right, there we go. Club.
Oh, that's unarmed. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah, that was my bad.
There we go. Hard success. I guess I don't know why he can't dodge, but the game says apparently he has no dodging options.
So you
But he
Falcon
can't even
punch
see
him.
what's going on.
Oh, it's because he doesn't have the dodge skill. That's why. For some reason, the G-Man default sheet does not come with dodge skills. I should fix that. We'll just roll that he's gonna try and brawl back. Bleh. Oh,
And that did not
roll
work.
damage. Roll damage.
All right. Wow, I accidentally closed down my sheet. Why am I doing this? Why
Why are you doing this?
Okay,
Oh, a nice spicy 8.
he watches. He looks dazed and very much out of it. Stumbling back, Dorothea. If you want to, you can shoot him down, but he looks like he's gonna fall unconscious in a moment anyway.
I can go and just make sure he's unconscious. I'm just gonna try to take him down so we can figure out what he's got going on.
Get him with the
So
butt
I'm
of the
gonna
gun.
run in there. I'm gonna punch him
Bick.
or pistol whip him, whatever. Unarmed.
Whatever works. He's outnumbered, and you have advantage. I need to figure out why you guys can't do that. Also, before we go on, I really should just throw that dodge kill on him. His dodge is -1. Why? He should have a 35 now. There we go. Alright, let him have it. Advantage and
Oh, wait.
outnumbered.
Yeah, which I can't add.
What? I
Doesn't let me
don't.
select
Okay, well, okay, here. Hard success. He has to dodge. Hit him.
So I think he's gonna survive, but we're gonna hold on to him.
Yeah, he's gonna fall unconscious. He's taking too much damage.
Alright, well,
Free.
that.
Actually, he manages to hold himself firm. You watch him struggle a bit. Marianne is standing inside of a burning building.
Alright.
Smoke's
And
getting
why
pretty
are you in the
heavy.
burning building?
I'm gonna run up, pull out my bat, and just finish the job.
Kunk.
Good old fashioned. Quebec. Oh shit! I got alt click.
Regular success. He's gonna try and dodge. He has. Oh.
He cannot dodge to save his life.
Show me the goods. 4. He goes down. Blech. The man is unconscious on the floor. His other friend is, well, you know, whatever you'd call that state.
He's missing a head.
Zal, in these times, Safi, we call it ventilated him.
Definitely.
I thought we weren't trying to kill him.
Well, no. This ski man's alive. The other ski
Yeah.
man, he killed.
I mean the one
Yeah,
you shot, Zal.
Okay, yeah, he's like really dead. Hey guys, did you see that awesome shot?
As you are all busy, and you turn around to point at, like, the body that you killed, it's gone.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
What?
the clothes are there, the outfit is there, and all you catch is like a small bit of a slithering mass slinking into the woods.
But I killed you.
That wasn't a human leg, or an arm, or anything that belongs to a human. But it's gone
Get
now.
back here.
I mean, if you want to go after it into the woods in this ice cold, you're free to go.
No, I didn't say I'm going after it. I want it to come back here.
Gosh darn it!
I killed you. You come back and let me do it proper.
Prospero dusts himself
Actually,
off a
to
little
be
bit.
fair,
Prospero, you're amazing.
I mean, he's at like 1 hit point as a result of, you know, getting blown up.
I'm gonna go over and first aid him. Cause
we also must retrieve the girl.
Listen, I wasn't going to leave without my coat and hat, so I had to pick it up on the way out.
I make sure Prospero is and not anymore on fire.
Okay, Hank,
Damn.
can you go get the girl? I'm gonna check their clothes and gear.
So, on them are not much. There's a wallet with like some spare money, couple of, like $20 or something. You know,
That's mine now.
$20 each, by the way. They have like clearly official looking government licenses, but the part that gets you is that it's as vague and non-specific and non-committal as you can make a license.
It's Joe Everyman.
No, it's more like, what department does he work in? Oh, he works at the government department. For the government.
I roll first aid on Prospero, by the way.
Slap a
Which
band-aid
is
on
a
him,
little
please.
which is a little awkward because I worked for the government.
In that case, you would definitely know that this is you worked as a spy. There are other departments that you don't know of, and you know that they get badges like this. Thank you for shouting
Oh.
roll forward 24 at the skies.
I didn't mean to do that. Okay, Prospero gets 4 hit points back. That's how that worked.
Okay, so that's the thing we're just killing it on. Is first aid checks.
All right, everyone. I think that's that. How about we wrap this one up with a nice summary, which is to say the monster appears to be dead. Some fine government goons seem to have made their entrance. Y'all have well, you get a sanity reward. I forgot about that. First and foremost, since Amelia is alive, and I think the cafe people are alive when you go back there.
We get
Yeah.
back, they're all dead. They all killed each other and ate each other.
I mean, Mary might have ran away since you left, but
We're gone for 10 minutes to kill each other.
let's see. Should the investigators deal with enemies? Electrical incendiary from the experience. Conundrum one day. Blah blah blah. This unalloyed victory. What a way to put it. Thank you, book.
We didn't have to merge with anything bad.
You guys got 1d10 plus every NPC that's still alive. So that's Amelia still alive. Back at the cafe, I think I just need to count how many people are there. At the cafe, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get 1d10 plus 6.
Okay,
So
so one.
12.
Also, because this is Pulp Cthulhu, you get 1d4 back for killing a monster. So everyone gets an extra sanity point.
So I get 9 back.
So 13.
So the 1d10 plus 6 is our sanity, and we also get one more.
Yep.
Alright. So
Oh, no. It's like 71.
God, I am super sane.
Cool. First things first.
I went back to my original sanity. It looks like.
I'm at 41.
It looked like
Yay.
80.
All right, everyone. Please click the reset button on the sanity section so that it resets your daily sanity loss because a day has passed.
Yeah.
That also means that Paul gets 2 more hit points back. What a hero. Everyone gets 2 more hit points back because, by the time this adventure continues, it'll be another day. Up the road, you find a nice little motel to stay after saying goodbye to everyone. We're all like, oh, it's so nice of you to come by. Hopefully next time. And
kill the lightning monster.
oh, yeah, they're probably a little bit panicked. But they are like, thank you. It's truly a gift from heaven.
God ain't got nothing to do with it.
Heaven doesn't shoot my bullets.
I shot that
Science.
thing so hard, I apparently heard it.
But welcome to the development
Science
phase.
superseded heaven.
I think Prospero only got like firearms handgun because he's supposed to be in the background.
I've actually got quite a few.
He doesn't gain anything. Wah wah. Well, click the
So just hit the button.
just hit the button. It automatically takes care of all of it for you.
I will agree with what one thing you said last time. That does kind of take some of the fun out of it.
It does take some of the fun. You're allowed to roll the hand by hand if you want to.
Ooh, my dodge, first aid, and photography.
Jesus Christ, you learned a lot about bandaging wounds.
I got a full 10% increase.
And
My
Bella
mechanical
became a better
repair was
photographer.
Yeah, I got. Hey, I can kind of drive.
Why did Hank learn demolitions? I love how stupid some of these are.
Yeah, Hank just got bet. Well,
Uh,
I made those flash cubes.
You did say if we had a particularly good set thing, you might let us re-roll one of the ones we don't succeed.
Good what?
Like a good chapter or something. You said that last time.
You know what?
when we
This
were
one's
talking
so
about
great.
development.
This one's so great. How about you pick one skill you want to reroll, double click it so you get the little golden sparkle, and then let the development phase take care of it.
I
Also,
want to work on my
it should
sparkle.
automatically remove all the development phase sparkles.
It did.
It didn't do it for Hank, but that might just be. Oh no, it's because for some reason Hank she doesn't
Really?
update for me.
Twice on a 35? I somehow succeeded
So
on one of my bad skills twice. That angers me.
I'm gonna click drive auto. I want to drive even better.
I want to become better. Listen, I really hope that I learn to drive after someone drove for me twice.
Exactly.
Aw.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, Bella, what's yours you're gonna redo?
Let's do. What would I want? Fast talk or spot hidden? Probably spot hit. That's
It's
no, wait, no,
useful.
spot
So-
hidden.
Those are pretty. Yeah, that's pretty high. So
Let's see how fast talk does. Bada bing, bada boom.
None of us.
oh, you're so off. So almost just a little baby Bella bit. Marvelous.
Still,
And
I
so-
can actually drive now.
And so you arrive at a fine motel later that evening to get a good night's sleep and hopefully wake up on time. Ah, who cares? You were heroes. You can feel good about
Science
yourself.
did succeed that day, that night.
I mean, who knows
Also,
how
I
many?
became. I'm almost a professional level person for first aid now.
Yeah, you got up there real fast, but
Yeah, a full 10% increase.
it's mostly because you now have anti-burning cream in your first aid kit that you stole from the house.
And I know how to apply it to very, very different kinds of wounds.
Good job, Hank, for teaching your friend.
I did it.
Your hands were my test dummy.
Next time, however, we're going to get to the proper adventure, the actual start of the Fordlandia saga, because you guys got to arrive in Detroit.
Ah, great.
Hoorah.
We're all gonna die. Oh wait, no, it's not 1975 yet. We're gonna be okay.
And your job is going to be to
It's
figure
okay.
out why people ain't working. What's spooking them about the place? Well, our great heroes learn the mysteries of the factory, or will they become impeded by Fey investigators, aliens, monsters of the deep? Will the Kraken destroy them from Lake Michigan? No, no, the other lake. The one that's... Yeah,
Huron?
whatever.
Erie.
It doesn't matter. The one that's closest to
Superior?
Detroit is the only one that matters.
Which one is that?
Will they get attacked by Canadians? The horrors that await.
I don't know.
Because I only recently learned that apparently Detroit's like adjacent to Canada. Why didn't no one ever tell me
Yeah.
that's the way it is?
Wait, it's not even one of the Great Lakes next to it.
Lake St. Clair or Lake Erie. Oh man.
Lake.
Man, imagine if
Baby
we met
Claire?
Ford.
Lake Baby.
Imagine if we met Ford and he was just Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh my
Like
God.
hard bridge
No.
Pegasus.
If you want to,
Claire.
I'll allow it.
Claire. He's Siegfried.
Oh, it's so pink.
But no, I would take Pegasus.
Funny rabbit, the finest
Mm.
wine of well. What an nerd.
He is a huge dork. And somehow 22, despite all logic.
Oh, you know what's even weirder?
He's 22?
Yeah, he's actually younger than several other characters who look way younger than him.
How?
Isn't
Yeah,
Bandit
but
Keith like
Sa-
25?
Yeah, Bandicoot's 25. Yeah, but Safi, here's what gets weirder. Because of that timeline, that means in the span of like just a few years, he met his first love, got married, discovered ancient Egypt's like secrets, discovered duel monsters, invented duel monsters, made duel monsters the top game in the entire world.
Invented a
He's 22.
country that produces hard light hologram technology.
Bought an island.
Built a castle.
Adopted 4 evil children,
Died.
made the Egyptian god cards, by the way, hid them across
Painted them
the
by
world.
himself.
Listen, he's just been very, very busy.
Yeah, and somehow he had enough time to notice his true love died.
I think I'm gonna turn. I think I figured out, by the way, why some people have massive issues. The turn marker apparently causes a whole bunch of problems. I turned it off with
Yeah.
Como and it fixed a bunch, so I think it might be that.
Sometimes weird things
But-
cause issues.
I'm just saying, I play Pegasus all the time because I use tunes.
Because also, what's weird is I always thought Pegasus was old because he was talking about like old style cartoons.
Yeah, all the time. I thought he was like middle aged or something at least.
Yeah, because
not to mention, like I said, he did all those things in the span of.
Couple
It
years.
has to be.
At most
Yeah,
12
it has
years.
to be just a couple years.
At most
Oh,
12.
and he became a wine connoisseur within like a year.
What? Oh, yeah.
Because he's American.
Yeah, he's American.
American.
Which
He's
is
only-
also kind of funny because he specifically mentions the greatest comic book made in America.
Funny rabbit.
By the way, why is it written like Funny Rabbit's a real thing?
He did that a lot. There was a time in season 0 where there was a character who's obsessed with American comics. They're basically all Rob Liefeld style.
Oh, no!
Which was fitting because it came out in 1995. So that was actually kind of fitting for American
95 times were weird.
comics. They were.
Yeah, they were.
Overkill.
Ooh,
We gotta
God,
keep it
oh,
cool
wait.
here.
Ooh, Dorothea girl.
I'm a killing.
Well,
You have a lot to
Dorothea
learn
girl.
about Ford's cause.
anyway,
I do, but
I
I
hope
don't
you
care.
guys can handle a little investigating in yonder troubled factory. I've got all the
That's
clues
cool.
set up. I just gotta
Well,
read
I
my
mean,
notes
I
again.
think we
Hmm?
Like we investigated, I think, pretty good. But instead of doing a sealing ritual, we decided to, blow the monster to pieces.
There are a bunch
Yeah.
of ways to handle that. It's also vulnerable to fire, by the way.
Which we never figured that one out.
Yeah, that the module does have like an explicitly written set piece where you approach the house and it's there and it gets like, oh, spooked by lightning. I decided to hint at it a bit more because it gives it a little bit more of a
By the
movie
way-
feel, you know.
With the
Yeah,
flash
and it
cube of messed up
No,
Or at least
it is
some
not
of it.
vulnerable to light.
modified one.
It doesn't give a shit about light.
So it's
Okay,
definitely
so we were
like,
wrong about
Dude,
that.
it's
that
literally
would've come
it's
up.
constantly glowing. Why would it care
Yeah,
about a
but-
flashlight?
Yeah, I miscalculated.
Well, Hank, that's
Wow,
that's
okay,
how
like a
that's
pie
how
from
that's
your
how
car?
weird science works. You learn eventually.
You see, though, that's how we team up, Claire. Thea doesn't know how to make that plan work. She just hoped that you could.
Plus, you can help me find materials in aid
I can if I need to spend luck on it. Which, unfortunately,
and
my
points.
luck, my luck, I believe, is the lowest of any of the PCs that aren't, Prospero.
Oh, he's back down to 0 because he, got
Yeah,
exploded.
he had to not die. But, Bella, what's your luck at?
I think it was at like 41.
Oh, so yours is actually lower than mine. Wait, your luck and sanity are that low?
Yeah.
How?
Well, she just gained a whole bunch back.
How is your san-
Oh wait, no, I think my
but-
luck is actually higher, but I was looking at my sanity.
Yeah, she has
My
like
sanity-
35 pow, so.
I was
Yeah.
wondering how your luck and sanity would be that bad.
Yeah, no, my
Why'd you
sanity.
make your sanity so low? Is all I'm curious about.
Well,
I didn't.
Low
Really
pow.
Low pow.
It's
I
not a
don't know.
huge deal.
I'm not gonna judge it too hard. Yeah, I'm not gonna judge it too hard
Yeah, like
until you try to
Claire
kill
has
us.
really high luck.
By the
and
way,
I have ridiculous sanity.
a quick note for everyone: that journal from the guy, there is more stuff in it, and you could use it as a mythos tome if you want to learn some mythos knowledge and want to sacrifice some sanity for that. Take some time though.
Ooh,
well,
how
more-
much sanity?
I have
Uh,
quick learning. I can read it quicker.
Let me pull up the page so I can tell you what that tome can give you if you give it a good old-fashioned college read. Use literacy to gain knowledge. Dr. Webb's journal. Sandy lost 1d4 Cthulhu's Mythos +1 for the initial skim, then plus 3 percentiles for full study. You can gain up to maximum of Mythos rating 6. Takes 4 weeks to read the first time, because unless you have like another halfer, and then double that on the next read until you're at the capacity.
So
I mean, if you want to read on that, you can.
yeah, because I think
Well, I
it's
can
just
also.
for me.
Yeah, because you have quick study.
Would the quick study allow the Bella to lose less sanity?
No, because I'm
Oh.
still reading it.
I don't know why I was thinking about that.
Oh,
but
and by
it's
the way,
like,
if
I mean,
anyone-
if you read faster,
If anyone asks, your POW is not the limit of your maximum sanity. So if you start at 75 POW and have 75 sanity, you gain 10, you just go to 85. It's only Mythos limits how much sanity you can maximally accumulate.
okay, I got a question.
Yes.
This is a big one. Multi uses for the tome. Could Bella, instead of gaining mythos knowledge from the tome, use the tome to steel herself to the more insane?
That's not that simple. The human mind is not meant to
I
comprehend
know.
things.
I just
Also, apparently, the pulp rules means I read at 1/4 of the normal time required.
Oh, then it's only 2 weeks. Because the base time
I
is
had
8.
to ask. Just
For the total read.
Yeah. It's 2 weeks for the skim, 2 weeks for a full read, and then it's 4 weeks for another full read. You can read a book multiple times, but it takes longer and longer.
Yeah, because you have to ruminate. That's a good word.
Take notes, figure it out, loose sandy every
Luminous.
time. But hey, you'll
What if
learn
you
some
all
mythos
some, like
knowledge.
sanity pills.
Yeah, which means that you'll be the one who'll actually identify those kind of things.
Oh yeah, he
Maybe.
mentioned that in like a footnote one time. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I gotta go to the bathroom. All that. So see you guys later.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
I'll see some
I'm gonna
people
pop too.
Thursday, tomorrow, and happy inauguration day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
all staying
yeah,
away
we're
from state capitals.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a safe one. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of Salem tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, stay out of Salem.
We're going to.
I'm in the middle of
McMinnville.
nowhere, so I'm pretty okay.
Well, actually, we're not going to McMinnville.
In the middle
all
of
we're doing
no Claire.
tomorrow is tomorrow we're packing up the stuff that they're gonna take from my aunt's place on Thursday. My Thursday, not your Safi.
All right. See, I got a bathroom.
Okay.